Hey guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here, and welcome again to another reaction video. And in today's video, I want to react to the new God of War Ragnarok Kratos 1/3 Scale Real Elite Masterline piece produced by Prime1 Studio. We're looking at the ultimate bonus version. The edition size has been announced at 400. The regular version, the price for that one is $1,599. So there is a steep difference, as you can see. The bonus version is going to be $300 more, but it comes with more extras. There's more swap out parts. All right, now we're looking at the pictures, and we have 120, so there's plenty photos here. And I will tell you this, with God of War, if you're a fan of the original God of War, there's a big difference between that version with the Greek mythology to what we see now with the Ragnarok version. It has a more of a Viking type of vibe in the games. They're great games, by the way. Ragnarok is a good game. So they really capture the essence of the newer games here for sure, and you can see it. The reality of this, and of course we saw the video that was showcased, the texture in the characters looks so realistic that at some point you would think that this is silicone. But of course, based on the facts that we know it's polystone, which is amazing that they're able to, with this new technology, to capture so much detail with polystone. Now you get, as the bonus, you get the Draupnir spear, pretty long. That is a nice touch there. That's the bonus part. And this is also available at Sideshow, so you will be able to get it there if you don't want to deal with Prime1 Studio. You want to deal directly with Sideshow. But here is with the shield. Very impressive piece for sure. A lot of detail. And here you can see with the spear and the shield looks really amazing, well detailed. That's a pretty tall base. It's 102 centimeters. It's over a meter tall. 61 centimeters on one side, 64 on the other. So yeah, it's pretty large. So I would say that this is a piece for a God of War fan. If you're a fan of Ragnarok, if you're a fan of this character, then definitely this is for you. But it's going to require a lot of real estate for sure. But looking at the details on that base, all the details, it's amazing. Prime1 Studio does amazing bases, even though sometimes they're too massive. The approach on this is just to create or recreate the ultimate version for sure of the character. And it's very, very impressive. Looking at his beard, the details of the strands of hair, all of that looks really impressive. We're gonna look at it closely in just a moment. Here are all the swappable parts, the different shields, the axe, the portraits. Although I will tell you, the angry portrait and the serious portrait, they're so similar, so there's not much difference. They could actually save some money by not giving you too many portraits. I think when one portrait is fine, the regular portrait is fine. Then you got the famous blades of chaos that have been in part of the game since the beginning. The paint job on the shield, all the weathering, the blades look amazing. It's such an impressive piece for sure. You can play with it. The light of feature in the eyes gonna be interesting on this. This is the thing, and I talk about it, of course, in that video when I was voicing my opinion in reference to this battle between silicone. I think we're gonna see more and more silicone pieces as time goes on. We're gonna see the technology improving in that area. We're gonna see more of that. But the reality is that with you looking at polystone, these pieces, they have more endurance, or at least proven record. The maintenance that requires is less, although when you're looking at a piece like this, there's a lot of mixed media. So you still gotta take care of this piece, regardless if it's not silicone. You cannot just simply, it needs to be undusted, it needs to be cleaned. There are a lot of things that you have to do concerning yourself. And here's the serious face. That portrait looks so realistic. The detail that they did there, I don't know exactly what kind of technology they're using, but the printers, and it goes back to the way they're printing things nowadays, it's just so impressive. And look at that there. And I like that they give you the bust, so you can put the extra portrait away, or in this case the bust itself. I think this is the portrait alone. It's just the portrait. But here, looking at the detail now, the only thing here is, of course, you get the symbol of God of War right there. You kind of miss it unless you're looking really closely, so it's kind of missed there, so it's not really necessary. That's something that probably needs to be adjusted, make it a little bigger. But I like how they do the ice, the water, of course, turn into ice, and that beast that has been vanquished. And here you can see the blades, very nice detail. The axe, very nice detail there too. And you can play with it. Of course, this is the great thing about this piece, is that you're going to be able to swap parts and recreate different scenes, and that adds up to, at the end, adds up to the cost. That is the reason why you have to pay this type of money for these pieces, because there's so many different parts. Now, do I agree that this is the way to do certain things? I would say not necessarily. I think that most of the time people are going to just use one particular pose. That's the one they prefer, and they're gonna keep it that way. So a lot of parts are going to be just put away and hardly being used or never being used. So when you add more stuffs into a piece like this, of course that adds to the cost. However, Prime1 Studio has been known for the swappable parts, and that's something that they do. That's what they do. And I think people love that aspect of Prime1 Studio. They're recreating the ultimate version of a character. Companies always tell you that they're producing the ultimate thing. They really play with FOMO. But of course, it's always going to be down the line. There's going to be another piece that is going to be better than the one they already produced. And that is the reason why this, you know, Masterline, Elite Masterline, it's being promoted that way. Real Elite is now the thing. But in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, Prime1 Studio is going to have to outdo what they did here, and they're gonna call it, I don't know, the Royal Elite Masterline or something like that. That's the names that they put on things. That is just the way to promote things. But, you know, make no mistake, I think as what it is for this character as the moment, this is the ultimate thing, and it looks amazing. The detail, love the beard, love the face. That portrait looks amazing. It's just overall, I don't see much imperfections. I don't see any imperfections. Just perhaps that symbol and the base. That's about it. But everything else, the detail, there's a lot of parts that are just sculpted, which in my opinion, it's great. I prefer that fully sculpted pieces. The mixed media, it's there, but I don't see many parts of mixed media, so it's gonna be limited just to a few parts, which I'm glad they're going that way. You know, the problem with a lot of stuff when you do cloth and some other materials, they deteriorate faster than polystone. So yeah, so it's gonna last longer. But look at even his fingers. Look at the detail in the fingernails. That chain, the metal chain, looks great too. There's detail there, of course. Just a lot of weathering in his armor, and even you can see in this part of his chest plate thing, or I forgot what they call this, but this part that goes over his body, of course, you can see it's a leather, or it's supposedly leather. I don't think it's leather. I think it's polystone, but it has that look, you know, the paint. It looks like real leather that has been through the ringer. And look at this with the water. You know, he is stepping on the water. You can see the splash he does with the boot. It's just good, man. It's just great, and the detail there. And one thing I like about this is that it's not as gruesome like other pieces. When you see this Vanquish beast, you know, sometimes you see some stuff that they produce with so much blood, it looks very gruesome. But this one is a bit more clean, which if you are concerned about, you know, your children, your family, the things that you don't want them to see at home, then definitely this is one that is not gonna look as terrible or as something that you would have to give explanations to your spouse, or, you know, to people, because they thinking that you're just showing things that are, you know, too mature for children. And that's something, you know, not everyone is concerned about those things, but it's important to note when companies are concerned about those things. And I feel that this one really showcases the character without just going to the extreme, which is great in my opinion. So yeah, 120 pictures, and I'm telling you, at every angle there's something to look at. And again, that symbol, not a fan the way they put it there. They could have just added in a different way, or a little bit bigger. I would have been even better, or even just take it away. I think it wouldn't be a problem. But yeah, it looks great. The ladder feature, that's another thing that, to be honest with you, was not necessary. And adding this ladder feature just for that little part, it's just adding more stuff to it, or cost, and it's not necessary. All right, guys, now coming to the end of the video. If you're looking for the God of War Ragnarok Kratos, then this is it. There's no other competition out there at the moment. Sideshow doesn't have any gaming licenses that they've been working on lately, and other companies are not doing it. The last God of War piece that we received was Kratos and Atreus. That was a quarter scale. Now we're going into the 1/3. That could be a concern for some people, that they just don't want to upscale now into 1/3. But that's the only thing. But if you are into 1/3 scale, if you like this character, then definitely this is the ultimate rendition of the character for the time. 400 pieces, regular version, still to be decided the edition size. I don't know how many they're going to produce. Probably it's gonna even be less. Sometimes it's more common for Prime1 Studio to do less for the regular than they do for the ultimate version. You definitely need to be a fan of God of War to really invest this type of money into this piece. This is not for everyone. It looks amazing. It's the ultimate rendition, but it's not for everyone. And I would say even at this edition size, it's pretty steep for it. But there's a lot of fans out there a lot of gamers out there. I think in this time and age there are more gamers than there are even people who love comic books. So yeah, I would tell you that more people will be willing to pay the price for these characters, that they're becoming bigger and bigger and more popular in pop culture than even some superheroes that, you know, we watch on through the MCU, through the DCU, through all these movies and comics. A lot of these characters, people have grown with these characters and they admire these characters more. So yeah, this is where the popularity is. This is where the people are putting their money, and I would say that Prime1 Studio knows it, and they're pretty much banking on that by producing all the stuff they're producing for anime, for video games, even for movies. They know where the money's at. But what is your opinion, my friends? What do you think about this piece? Do you like it? You don't like it? Do you think it's too expensive? Do you think that all the switch outs and the light up is unnecessary? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you're reminded of the next video. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. The links are in the description. And please consider supporting the channel financially through Patreon. My friends, God bless, take care, and I will talk to you again. Bye-bye.